breaking news here at 6 o'clock. The accused man in a series of killings in New York owns property right here in South Carolina.
The local law enforcement saying that they helped in a seizure related to the case. Now, authorities took Rex Heuerman into custody in Manhattan last Thursday, charging him with murder. 13 years after the remains of 4 women were found in Long Island, New York. But tonight we're learning Heuerman owned 4 plots of land in Chester County, South Carolina, and we were able to get property tax records proving this. The Chester County Sheriff's Office confirmed to us they helped New York police obtain a court order to seize a vehicle in connection with the investigation. Now, officials charged him, Heuerman, with murder in the deaths of 3 of the 4 women who were found dead in 2010. And while he has not been charged yet in the death of the 4th victim, officials say Heuerman is a prime suspect. He pleaded not guilty last week.